So I'm gonna have to get pretty anime on you to start this video. Last season, when we entered the postseason against the Golden State Warriors, we were just kind of lucky to be there. It was close and we barely made the postseason. But then instead of just getting completely wrecked by the Warriors, we actually made it pretty damn interesting. And of course you see this late Game 4 finish by Moutier, because I just love showing it whenever I can. And we really gave Golden State a run for their money. But eventually the basketball gods realized what the hell was going on, and the impossible shots that Golden State has just made their trademark, and also some open threes, started to go in, and we went down to the Warriors in 6 games, but we learned a lot about ourselves, which is impossible, which isn't a thing because this is a video game, but whatever. We got better. We were on the right track. And then it kind of got amplified when we drafted Thon Maker in the offseason, and the guy immediately became just a flat-out brick wall and makes our paint a no-fly zone. Listen, you can try to drive inside against us, but your feelings are probably going to get hurt, so don't be surprised when the shot you threw up just ends up in like the front row and hitting some lady in the face, because Thon Maker's pretty real with the defense. But he's also got the ability to finish down low as well, just a bit. And you add that to the fact that Moutier just ascended to a new level, becoming one of the best point guards in the league, averaging, like 19 and 10, I believe? And he was really our anchor, and he was the catalyst for us having a fantastic year. And you can see it here. He made the All-NBA second team, and admittingly in a pretty weak Western Conference, with us only winning 50 games, we're the number 1 seed, which is really frickin' weird, but hey, we're happy to be here. And so we have the Los Angeles Clippers. The Blake Griffin matchup is going to be interesting because between Thad Young and then the backup Nigel Hayes, I don't know if we really have a power forward who can physically get up on Blake Griffin. Now, of course, Thon Maker is always going to be patrolling the paint, but I mean, he can't defend everybody. Thad Young is going to have to defend Blake Griffin. And as for Chris Paul, listen, CP3 is a good dude. I don't know if he can keep up with Moutier's quickness. In the half court, maybe. Definitely not in the full court when it's just a full-on sprint. So it's going to be interesting. But here we are, Game 1 against the Los Angeles Clippers. The Denver crowd's roaring. Okay, we finally get to see some home playoff games in Denver. I hope everybody's not under the influence in the arena, which, funny enough, it's taken me about 50 episodes to finally make that joke. But it doesn't take JJ Redick very long to already show us that the jumper is really on fleek. And if you saw here, what was that? Thad Young just kind of ran off of JJ on the perimeter. Listen, guys, I've said it before. Never leave a white guy open for a jumper, but especially not JJ Redick. He's like the king of the white guys who can shoot jumpers. He's become the mainstay of life for that type of player. Anyway, KJ with the fast break bucket, because as we saw before, it's starting to become a real thing. Hopefully Gary Harris's feelings aren't hurt too bad. I don't think they are. I think he'll be okay. But you can't leave Moutier open either, because that jumper has become pretty real with him as well. A bit of an early lead for us. We're trying out the Thad Young pick and roll with Zach Randolph. And Zebo actually able to be a little bit nimble on his feet and defend Thad Young's release there. I'll admit that wasn't something I saw coming. And was that JJ Barea? Shout out to him for still being in the NBA, and then shout out to him for actually making a difference in this one. That's cool. It's only 1 point after the first quarter, and in case you forgot, allow me to remind you that Brook Lopez is on the Clippers. It seems like he always gets traded for DeAndre Jordan. Maybe that's LD2K's really weird way of trying to just make the Clippers bad in the game, even though he's not a programmer, so he wouldn't have any difference on that. Whatever. Nigel Hayes just got dunked on by Blake Griffin. Rest in peace to him. That's okay. He'll be fine. I hope he's fine, at least. And then we're trying to get some off-ball action from Moutier, because who ended up on him? Was that Redick? Is that Barea? I really can't tell. How the hell does Moutier hit that shot? He was like 2 feet behind the line, as well as it was a moving three-pointer, which plagues you so much when you play 2K. And yet he still made the damn shot. So now CP3 is going to attempt to answer. It doesn't go over well for him. And my man KJ McDaniels. That's what he can do with starting for us. And so we're up 5 points into the second half. Pretty solid. We're shooting 63 from 3. My goodness, people are going to think I got the sliders up the way this is going. JJ Redick, he misses that one. Weirdly enough. Well, then again, I mean, Redick's never had the mentality of actually driving into the paint. And then more than once, I'm sure you can find footage of Redick just like pulling up for a jumper because he was terrified of going inside. Moutier went inside a second ago. Thad Young's got the whole floor open for him, but Blake Griffin's able to play defense. Actually, that looks like Dwight Powell now that I mention it. Dwight Powell and Blake Griffin look like each other a little too much, to be honest. And CP3, he's trying to do some work. He's trying to make something happen against Moutier, and ooh, okay. All right, Chris. I got to give it to you on that one. That was pretty nice. I mean, Thad Young came over on the help defense, and it still worked. But then, Moutier has to make y'all really think I have the sliders jacked up, because what the hell is that? Listen, Moutier balled out against the Warriors. He went a little too ridiculous against the Clippers in Game 1 here. I mean, that shot had no business going in. It was a long two-pointer, a guy relatively in his face, and now we get to see Brook Lopez trying to live his dream of being a point guard. Did you see that around the back pass? That was beautiful. Unfortunately, it went to Mike Scott, so I guess you have to just live with the result when you give it to him. And then CP3 just ran off of Moutier, who I'm pretty sure has not missed a shot the entire game. He's missed 2 shots. My goodness. Moutier is going to make y'all think I got the sliders turned up. I don't know. I can't explain it. The guy is just, he was actually possessed in this game. That's my explanation. Okay? Trying to run a Thon Maker pick and roll, but I decided, you know what? Let me test Brook Lopez inside, because he's never had the reputation for being a defensive player. He's about 2 shades above Kelly Olynyk, if anything. 10-point game, about 4 minutes left. Clippers have to think of something fast. Chris Paul, with about the most creative Doc Rivers play you could ever imagine, which is walk 2 feet to the left and then shoot a 3-pointer. I mean, Doc doesn't get more creative than running floppy sets for Redick, so I guess we'll give him credit. And then, you know what? Who fouled me there? Chris Paul? Well, Blake Griffin wasn't making a difference on that block shot attempt on Moutier. And so as I shoot some more free throws here, we clinch Game 1. What, a 16-point lead in the end? The Clippers hung around for a while, but when Emmanuel Moutier scores 40 freaking points and misses like 1 shot, it's crazy. So Game 1 goes to us. And I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing.